Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of artists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game, but will be drawing what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure away from their mentors, and we're going to introduce our cast. We're going to start with Boya.
Hello, I am Boya. I play a bugbear warlock, and his name is Bug. And he's 12 years old, and he travels with his friend Foxy, but they're both, I guess, ooze aliens that we found out quite recently.
And Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I play Ysburiel, who is a 17-year-old half-elf bard who is full of himself.
There should be, like, you did, Bug was in a pie eating contest, and so it's full of pie, and you're full of yourself. Caitlin, what's Zip full of? Are you allowed to say? It's PG-13, remember?
Rage.
Rage, yeah.
Okay.
Barely contained rage.
Caitlin, you want to introduce your character? Your ragey character that's not a barbarian?
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip. She is a drow fighter, and she's 16 years old.
And Matt, who are you playing and what are they full of?
Full of love for their lord. Hi, I'm Matt, and I play Swell. He's a Water-Ganassi cleric who worships the Tempest god Sunda. And yeah, he just loves that old Sunda.
May not be very full of obedience. Yeah.
And I'm your Dungeon Mancer, Brian, and I'm going to be playing all the NPCs, including Mog, who is Zip's orc fighter sister, and Sutran, a magically animated severed hand of a spellcaster from decades ago who is searching for her other hand so she can magic herself back a body. I think Mog is full of snacks because she was eating a lot during the festival you guys were at. And Sutran, we don't know what she's full of right now. Last week you were in Cloudkiss, the mountaintop cavernous home to your companion Bug. He was showing you around the carnival of Orn Sunshield. Zip's unruly behavior got her thrown in the drunk tank the previous week, and we began with her escape. Zip created a distraction in the prison, picking fights with other prisoners so that halfling Fenestra Lootpicker could pick the lock on the cells. Then she used her shapeshifting ability, Fenestra that is, to create a distraction so that all of those jailed for the night could get away, embarrassing those who would try to arrest her. Zip saw a bugbear grab her bag from the lockup and followed him until they were in a dark side street. The bugbear and his goblinoid brothers warned Zip to walk away, but she rushed into battle, dropping one. But then the attackers beat her into unconsciousness and she was robbed. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew climbed up on top of buildings to get a good view of the illusion show in the skies outside the city. They saw Orn Sunshield and her bardic goblin companion Flintor Skulldrummer take on an army of dragons, who, once defeated, coalesced into a multi-headed high dragon that Orn was able to beat, but only at the cost of her life. As the sky show ended, the party scrambled down the building, and Swell, with his incredibly high passive perception, spotted an unconscious drow in an alley not far away. Mog rushed to Zip and gave her a healing potion and was ready to fight whoever did this to her sister. Zip gave evasive half-truths, but they managed to track down the bugbear into the metal district, where the foundries and forges had been closed for the festival. Inside, the only building with a light on, the goblinoids met with their hobgoblin crime boss. Ready to storm in and fight, Ysburiel urged the team to instead take a minute and use stealth and guile. They entered by the main door with a giant illusory tiger and tried to intimidate the hobgoblin into giving Zip's stuff back. And it worked. The boss seemed to have bigger fish to fry and was annoyed at his team for bringing home trouble, and insisted that Zip's belongings be returned with his apologies. Ysburiel tried to insinuate himself into the larger circle of operatives before racing back to the roast battle so she can compete for another coin purse. Mog, Bug, and Zip stayed behind to see what the goblinoid gang was up to, having overheard that they had a mission tonight, but that did not involve getting arrested. The teens are hoping to stealth behind the burgling bugbears and learn more about the group that also coincidentally tried to rob Bug's mentor's home while they were on their big adventure. But now we join the stage where Hoppy the Fop is introducing the first round's roasters. I'm going to go to the art. I have a picture of Hoppy from last week. And we have a picture of the first roast contestant there. And Hoppy, to paint the scene, there's a fairly large stage and a very large crowd. The buskers have quieted down, so everybody's paying attention to the main stage. A few people are still playing games and getting snacks and stuff, but a lot of eyes are on the stage to see this roast battle. It's after nightfall, so there aren't as many kids out. There's still a few. And Hoppy says, "Welcome to the stage, Dorgo. Forge fingers. She spends her days handling hot metal, but will she have the metal to withstand some sick burns and spit fire at her competitor?" And on the other side, we have the bard with the voice of an angel, the face of an angel, and the breath of a devil. Whew, do you want to get too close to him? Ysburiel. And there's applause, and Ysburiel walks up on stage. I'm going to get rid of Hoppy here. She goes off to the side, but you can. I'm going to keep up the image of the person you're roasting. You know the format. Each of you will take turns giving insults. We do this 3 times. Then I pick a winner. The rules are no magic, no physical contact. Keep the swearing to a minimum, and have fun. Dorgo, you've got the home field advantage, so you're going first. And so Dorgo steps up confidently and then sort of looks out at everyone, and you can see like a bead of sweat form on her head, and she's starting to get a little uncomfortable, and she looks over at you, Ysburiel, and says, "You're a big dummy and don't smell too good neither." Wait, no, farts. You smell like you farts. Beer farts. Your mom's beer farts. Oh. And then Hoppy's like, "Ooh, oh, that was rough. That was rough. Good try there. Okay, Ysburiel, you're up."
Are you sure you're a dwarf? Because I thought dwarves had dark vision, and you look like you put your makeup on in the dark without being able to see yourself, honey.
Oh, burn. Oh. And then it's Dorgo's turn, and she seems to have a little more confidence. She's like, "Oh yeah? Well, you're such a big dummy that you bought a chicken." No, wait, it's a duck. Hold on. And Hoppy's like, "No, okay. All right, that's it. Sorry. We're not waiting here forever. Ysburiel, second burn, please."
Well, I can say that in...
It was a turkey! It was a turkey, I remember. Hold on. You can't go while she's going. You can't interrupt. Hold on. Ysburiel, next burn.
Well, I can say in a game of Duck, Duck, Dwarf, you'd be missed every time.
Oh, height joke. All right. Dorgo, are you ready now? Yeah? Well, Ysburiel, you're such a big dummy that you work for a giant ventriloquist. Yes, I nailed that one! In the middle one, that was it was a turkey. You bought a turkey and used it to open a lock because you thought it was a key. Okay, that's close. I almost got that one. And the crowd is like laughing, but they're clearly laughing at Dorbo instead of laughing with Dorbo. And there's a few boos, but mostly it's laughter. And Hoppy's like, "All right, Ysburiel, third burn."
Frankly, I think the only key you'd be able to find all thy son is a donkey.
Ooh, I think he's calling you an ass. And she's like, "All right." And if you want to do a performance check, you can to try and boost your performance, because there's how you delivered it, Priscilla, and there's how I delivered it, Brian, but there's also how our characters would have delivered it.
That was a 13.
13. Mm-hmm. The winner by a mile and probably about 2.5 feet, Ysburiel! And all right, you're back. We'll call you back for stage 2, and then you're taken off stage, and another couple of people go up. And I doodled one it's going to lose. That guy there. He doesn't make it to the next round. I was doing that before we went live. And Dorgo backstage is like, "Oh, you are so good. Thank you. Oh, it was an honor to get roasted by you. That was really funny."
Yeah. It's you were a good whetstone to sharpen myself on for the future opponents.
Wow, I have a dry wit, but I'm a wet stone. I like it. Actually, I have more of a wet wit. A lot of barf jokes. A lot of spitting.
Enjoy the rest of your time here.
I will. Good luck. I hope you do well in the next round.
Thank you.
So you have a couple of minutes to deal with people backstage and calm yourself or get yourself amped up. What's Ysburiel's sort of backstage, mentality?
He's probably just scoping out who the other contestants are backstage, trying to determine who is there just to run things and, who is actually contestant and all that. So.
One of the contestants is like a tough-looking goblin, and then there's another one that's up on stage right now who's a copper dragonborn, who's like a hoity-toity guy. There's another couple of dwarves, one that looks like they're probably some sort of devotee of one of the gods, Clang, who is the god of making stuff. But you're getting to sort of size them up. How about Swell? How are you doing in the audience?
Oh, I'm like that meme, the sick burn meme, where everyone's just like, "Oh," and like, "Oh," making all the faces every single time. Just really cheering on Ysburiel. Very, probably a bit too hard.
All right. We're gonna go to round 2. This is your next competitor, and Hoppy the Fop brings you both on stage, and she's like, "All right, welcome back to the second round. We've got the brewer of beer, the maker of mockery, the potato of put-downs, Borpo, son of Bink." And that guy walks up on stage as, very guy that always skips leg day, who is you learned in the first round that he's a brewer of some renown. And then she introduces you, says, "You know him, the sharp-tongued trust fund barf-smelling bard, Ysburiel." And the crowd applauds and cheers, and they're on your side. And say, "All right, they say rage before beauty, but I'm saying Ysburiel, you're up first, beauty."
Borpo is your name? I thought you were just belting every time.
Oh! And Borpo looks at you and goes, "Nice one, pre-nager. You look like you got you look less like you got dressed yourself and more like you lost a fight with a cleric's drapes. The only reason you go off on adventures is so that no one in your hometown can stand you. You've rubbed more people the wrong way than an ogre masseuse." And the crowd's like, "Oh."
Well, your beer is so rank, only the rats will drink it, clearly. And you must be a rat, since I see you have a tankard of your own swill yourself.
The crowd's kind of grooved along to that one.
In fact, I think I actually saw your mother just over I have your mother right over here. And he pulls out a little, and with prestidigitation has an image of a little rat in his hand.
Oh. Prestidigitation, we gotta look that up, because you were told no magic, so I'm gonna see what sort of components are involved in prestidigitation.
Is verbal and somatic.
So that means you're gonna need
But
to make
not-
some noises that do not sound like that. Like you're gonna need to go like "Vlabadaduzibzoo" in order to make it happen. So do you still want to do that?
I was under the impression by no magic it meant, I mean, like nothing affecting the other people. But
Yeah, that's what I read it as too.
Like no charm person or something.
yeah,
It's supposed to be no
that's
magic, no magic at all. Just to be
yeah,
clear
that's
on
fine.
the rules.
I will.
You might be able to, with a sleight of hand or something like that, convince people that it was a real rat you happen to have in your pocket for the joke. So it's not like you'll instantly be out for sure, but it'll definitely require a sleight of hand check in order to pull it off.
Oh, I will go ahead and do that.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check, and I'll do Hoppy's perception.
That is a 13.
Ooh. Hoppy noticed. I got a 14. She raises an eyebrow and is like, oh, no magic, no magic. And the audience goes, boo.
For a little rat.
And she comes over and she pokes the rat,
She,
and her
like-
finger goes right through it.
He puts it away, like very quickly back into his sleeve before, and says, "Clearly, there's nothing affecting this man's wits, because I could not make him any dumber by magic, nor by religion."
Okay. You've had enough. Second turn. All right, let's go, Borpo. Borpo looks to the audience and says, "Have you heard this would-be bard telling their long-witted stories in a bar? This chump's like a hydra. You cut off one of their sentences and two more grow in its place." She does talk a lot. He does talk a lot. And then, it's your turn.
I think I actually understand now why beer brewing is so good for you, because anything that comes in sight of your face is going to curdle. Maybe we should get to doing cheese.
Oh, no milkshakes for you. And that's frustrated and says, "Whatever. You're not a nice person. You're so mean-spirited that you could be summoned by necromancers." Oh. All right, I want a performance check.
Oh, that was a natural 20. For 26, so.
All right, so I want to tell you, gaming-wise, you had disadvantage because the crowd is not on your side for that rat thing, but I was going to give you advantage because Swell was cheering for you and getting the crowd going. You had a crowd person in the front of the crowd trying to get everybody going. So I'm just going with the straight roll, just to sort of,
Okay.
what's sort of going
Well,
on behind the scenes.
That was the only roll I made for that, so
Yeah.
and that was the natural 20.
So even though you were accused of cheating with some magic during the show, people are still much preferring you to Borpo, and Hoppy is like, gauging by the audience and looking over to, "I'm sorry, Borpo, but I think I'm gonna have to give this round to Ysburiel. It was close. It was a close round. Good job, everyone. All right, you're gonna come back for round 3, championship bout." And Borpo leaves the stage, and it's like, cheese, not a bad idea. Goes with beer pretty well.
If you take that suggestion, I demand some royalties for the idea.
I think you're already too royal as it is, there, Your Highness.
I'd leave the free beer any time it comes around.
If you win tonight, I'll have a cask sent to wherever you're staying. I can be a good sport. You won that fair and square. I mean, unfair and circular.
That will do, I think.
And I promise I won't
look
pee
at-
in it.
I'm sure I'd be able to tell the difference.
No, trust me. And so then the next competitor is brought up, and it is the Copper Dragonborn. You've made it.
Is there time in between competitor rounds again?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think Ysburiel would want to spend some time looking in Mivo's mirror.
Okay. You look in Mivo's mirror, and you admire your looks and
And my
feel a
charm,
little more
clearly.
confident.
The first round was pretty simple, and so he was thinking everything was going to be like this, and then the second one rattled him a little bit.
Third round is you're up against the returning chant from last year. Swell, I want to check in with you. Is there anything you're doing differently before the third person comes up?
I'm not actually sure. I'm just talking Ysburiel up, I think. Is it just me and East that went?
There are a bunch of other people that are up. I'm just not, role playing them out because
But like from our group, I mean.
you're the
everyone
only
else-
one there because Bug stayed with Zip and Mog. Sutran's back in the lab,
Okay.
and I think that's everybody.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's like, he's so great, he's so funny, and then talking about his did you
He is,
see
in
him when he
fact, so
performed?
mean.
Yeah, he's so good. Ain't that the Cruth? Somebody says they're trying. Yeah.
I'm like, I like
jokes
pat him on
too.
the shoulder. I'm like, that's great. You should be up there too.
Yeah. Last year I came in 5th.
Pretty good. And I try to get a chat
Out of
going,
5.
like Ysburiel.
All right. Give me a charisma check there, Swell.
Charisma check. All right.
You can give me a persuasion or persuasion check, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I am trained in it, so let's see how we go.
A rabble-rousing check.
A rabble-rousing check. Oh god, it was higher, but right at the last
Rubbish.
second, it flipped over onto a 2. So a total of 4.
All right. So you managed to convince the couple of people around you, but not enough people are able to hear you. Like the crowd is just too boisterous, so it's hard to get that chant going. You've got 4 people doing it, but not the rest of the crowd. They're not joining it.
Okay.
Yeah, the third and final round. You know him. You love to hate him. It's the roaster who literally has an acid mouth. Raven Graphics. And Raven Graphics comes up and he spins his cane and has sort of like a haughty saunter onto stage. Checks his monocle. And we've got what we got here? I didn't have my second burn or third burn written for Ysburiel. And now we have Ysburiel, the gilded frame that wished to be a real boy, come to life. All right, Ysburiel. I asked Raven Graphics for a copper to do the coin toss backstage, and he asked if I had change for a ruby-encrusted tiara. So, Ysburiel, you're up first.
Judging by your clothes, you must be, 70 years old? 80? Because you certainly don't look as if you've seen anybody more recently than half a century ago.
Ooh. Ageist humor. Do Dragonborns only get stronger as they age? We'll find out. Come on, let's hear it. He's like stroking his chin and just biding his time, looking over. I can't believe they let you get this far. Your material is so weak they're using it to build apartments in the Goblin Ward. Ooh! They hit like a local joke that does well with the home crowd. Back to Ysburiel.
What was the name of the Orn
Sun Shield.
Sun Shield? Do you think you've disgraced the Sun Shield by stealing the front, making a cheap replica of the front of it for your sash?
Ooh. Timely. He holds up the sash. Is like, yeah, it's made out of real gold. Something you couldn't afford, there, traveling bard. I was wondering where I heard this brand of unfunny before, and I just realized you must be Lord Castwinter's speechwriter. Your work's so dry, it's like a mummy sunbathing. Oh. And somebody's like, I don't get it.
Well, so I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, so I was like, what does he mean to one of the locals?
Who's this Lord Caskwinter? Don't know him. Oh, he's the Lord.
A lot of what? Casks?
The city.
Oh. Is the city cask shaped or something?
Oh, that's just his name. They used to make cold beer.
Oh. Why is he not called Lord Cold Beerington?
You have weird names where you come from.
I'm just
All
trying
right.
to understand the burn.
And then in the next town, we come across the Lord Barrington.
All right, let's go back to Ysburiel, your third burn. Tried to give you a little bit of time to think one up.
And I would ask if you kiss your mother with that mouth, but I know you don't because I kissed her just last night, and her lips were not stung by acid like yours. They were quite plump, actually.
Ooh, going for the mothers. All right. And he looks a little bit askance at that. He's like, going for mother jokes. Oof. Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but you look so ugly. You look like Hoppy's self-image. Oh! And Hoppy's like, you leave me out of this. You don't burn the judge. I don't think. I want you to do a performance check, Ysburiel.
That is a 15.
All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you what bonus I had, but I rolled a 2 on the die, and it wasn't plus 13. So, Hoppy says, like, and our winner, second event in a row, Ysburiel, the roasting songster master, roast master, song master, master of things you do with your mouth, except for pie eating. That was Bug. All right. Go out. Have a good evening, everyone. And
Ysburiel sweeps the most flourishing bow that he can and is just going to, like, stand there, and he's... Now that this competition is over, he'll just continue casting minor illusions of, like, sparkles and roses over himself.
the copper dragon sort of walks off in a huff. Not as a good a sport as the last two. Hoppy takes you backstage and says, here's your money, and here's your golden ticket. This will get you to skip the line if you want to go on the spine grinder or the big sun shield. That's what the Ferris wheel's called.
Thank you very much. And don't listen to what he said about you, Hoppy. I'm sure your self-image is as shiny as it deserves to be.
Thanks for saying so. Yeah, he's not all that nice. That's all right. I'm glad you won. I'm glad I said that you won, because I'm in charge. All right. Have yourself a good evening, Ysburiel. And so let's do the math here. If it was you and this guy, that's 2, and you each beat somebody before that. And how many? What's the number?
So East went against 3.
3 people total.
And he went against another 3.
Well, he would have gone against a different, at least 2.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Because I'm his third, basically.
I think that's a pot of 80 gold to add to your other winnings. And yeah, Swell and you can meet up.
Sparrow comes walking out, just sort of jingling the pouch of gold in his hand, and says, "It'll be at least another healing potion, I think, or
Nice.
possibly something better." So,
Well done. And you and Bug you just become traveling performers.
that is something of a tradition, I suppose, among the sorts of people who can do what I do.
How much is a mansion in this world?
A lot more than we have right now. Oh wait, you're not there.
Yeah.
Ed's just thinking to himself.
Should we? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't really want to go back. I feel like Zip was
Really?
lying
You don't
to
want
us
to find
about
out?
something.
I feel almost certainly, but I'm more interested in to see what those bugbears and goblins that crew was up to.
Okay.
You're not curious at all?
I mean, I'm not really into crime, but I
Oh,
wouldn't mind stopping a crime. That could be fun.
oh, this is a little bit, but I do have this golden ticket if you want to ride around for free. Or is it for free or is it for just the
It's-
front of the line?
It's for free and to the front of the line.
Oh, okay.
Is
And
it just for one
is it-
person, or is it like admit?
You and whoever's going to go on the ride with you, so it's like you could probably fit 4 people, or more if you had like a smaller person like Bug and Boxy trying to get into the Ferris wheel, and 4 people in a car for the spine grinder. So it could be a car 4, a car 4, a car 4, etc. down.
Should we go get the rest of the gang and then go on the thing together, or?
Is this? It's only for tonight.
It's only for tonight, but it looks like
Okay.
it's going to keep going for a little longer still.
Okay.
The sun set like about an hour and a half ago. So
At the very least, I suppose we should go collect them. See if anything interesting has happened.
Ooh.
And then maybe we can take the Ferris wheel.
Alright. Swell's gonna grab some more snacks on the way back.
all right.
Actually, no, he's not, because he just ate a ton of pie and is already feeling sick. He thinks about it, and then kind of feels a sharp pain in his tummy, and then just turns away, sad.
Do you want to
The
get
desire
snacks
is
for
there.
anybody else though?
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is overburdened.
Yeah. Laden with pie. Do I want to get anything else? Is that what you're saying, for anyone else?
Yeah, like Zip didn't get to eat anything. Or didn't get to do the pie eating anyways.
Well, I've got
I'm
to
hoping
ask,
you'll
what
bring a
happened to
pie
the
that she can
stuffy?
put in your face.
The stuffy that I won, that I gave to her. What happened to that? Did she get that back?
She could have had that back. It depends on whether she wanted it back.
The stuff that you won?
I won a stuffy on the strength test.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess if it was with my stuff, I would have got that back.
Yeah, I guess I'll buy a couple of things on the way.
I'm not going to make you mark off the money for them because they're probably not that expensive. Just to get some candies or something, or little toys.
I already took a gold off last time.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I think you said like just a combined gold or whatever for anything that we wanted to do at the fair.
Okay.
Just overall stuff.
So you go, and you're going to try and catch up. Meanwhile, you guys are scouting, or not scouting, but trying to sneak on some bugbears, or peek on them. What is your stealth check? I need a group stealth check for Bug, Zip, and Mog.
8 for me.
Did you say 8? Mm-hmm. Okay. Bug?
10.
And I got a 17 for Mog. 16 for Mog. So yeah, you guys are waiting, but after half an hour, well actually after about 15 minutes or so, see a kobold enter the building, which is like a tiny little dragon man. And then after another 15 minutes or so, he leaves with the 2 goblins and the uninjured bugbear. Because there was one that got really beat up by Zip, and the other one that didn't get touched, or barely touched. So they all start heading out, and you start tailing after them. But it's only a couple of blocks later before Zip like bangs into like some metal or something, and it's like a clang, 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 clang. And they sort of turn around quickly to see what's going on. Oh, what's going down there? Let's go have a look. And there isn't supposed to be anybody out here. Maybe it's a cat. I don't know. So now, what do you guys do?
Hide.
All right. In order to, the first stealth check was like the can you move quietly. Now it's can you find a good hiding spot quickly enough. So give me another stealth check, because I don't like doing that thing where you fail and automatically everything goes to pot.
I got a 5.
It just,
Wait, all of
goes
us?
to pot because of the dice.
Yeah.
Was 24.
24. Bug hops in a barrel that's nearby, just whoop, and puts the lid on top. He's gone. And you and Mog both are like, I'm gonna hide behind that thing, and just clang into each other. She rolled super bad. And you're like, whoa. And then you've got to look around and you try to find something, and there isn't anything near you. So you could like try and run somewhere. You could try to bust down a door and go in somewhere. Or you could, I don't know what you want to try and do. Like, or you could just confront them. I don't know.
Can I try to do that thing where there's like a storefront and like we pretend to be mannequins?
Well, you're not in the storefront district. You're more in like the like this is all like the forge and foundries and smiths area. So if you can think of something to do that would be involved with like chains and metalworking stuff, stone buildings.
Maybe I could like throw something somewhere else to like make a noise that they would think it's like further down the alley or something like that.
Sure, give me a ranged attack. You find like a spare bit of like junk metal and you whip it.
What's dexterity for a ranged attack?
Yep.
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah. Bing, ding, ding, ding. You ring it off of like something up high on one of the buildings. And they look up and they're like, Yeah. It's gotta be a cat. I don't know. I mean, think it's gonna get up that high? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Oops. Mog is going to do a animal noise. She throws her voice like. Like, I don't know. That didn't really sound like a cat to me. I got a good roll for Mog, but I got an even better roll for the bugbears. Bug, you can do something from like inside the. You've got some magic or something. I don't know what you can do from inside your barrel. You got like one of those little holes.
Yeah. I can if for disguise self, is that like can I turn into like an animal or something?
No, you could turn into another humanoid that looks like your height, and looks
Do you
different.
have like animals that you can summon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hat of vermin or something.
Sure.
Yeah, they just didn't call it the Hat of Vermin because they thought calling it the Hat of Vermin was not a selling point.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm gonna bring out my bat and I tell him to go and distract them, cause some ruckus.
What's your bat's name? Did you name it?
Yes. Wait. Bat's name is
Bartholomew.
yeah, I forgot it, but yeah. That's
Okay.
just I feel like it starts with B. Like so I can remember, but then I forgot.
All right.
Bartleby.
Like it's three letters. It starts with B. Maybe it's like I don't know.
Bart. Well, it's not 3
Bart.
letters, but Bart the Bat.
Let's go with Bart. Yeah.
Okay. So Bart the Bat flies out, and you'd spent some time training him when you were on the boat. You haven't done it a lot since then while you've been inside the bugmobile. That's one of the sort of downsides of it, is you can't really practice with your animals so much. And the bat goes and tries to distract them. They're like, bats! I told you it wasn't a cat. Why would a cat do that? Yeah, but then why did I hear the cat noise? Boxy.
Not a retort.
Boxy just starts barfing out of like the top, just opens up, and just like sheets of like drop cloths, like big sheets of fabric just start coming out.
That better not be my fancy fabric that I was throwing in there.
Where is
All the
Bob?
stuff that got paint splattered on it.
And pee, like fairy pee or something, right?
Yeah, it was pixies. Yeah. It's pixies or Sprite. I can't remember. So, yeah, Mog grabs one and just like huddles down in the corner and pretends to be something with a sheet over it.
All right, I'll hide under a sheet too.
All right. Let's see if they can investigate you guys. So they walk around where you guys are. Give me a performance check to try and just hold your breath and not move as a rock. You can do let's do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. I got a 15 for the performance check, and a 9 for the Constitution.
Well, you can keep the same number, whichever. Just apply the bonus, whichever.
Oh, okay. 19 then, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So you are just a rock, and you managed to stay a rock. And they're like, I don't know. We gotta get going. We already got delayed enough as it is. It's nothing. And then they start heading back. All right. I want you guys to make another stealth check.
4.
9.
Mog gets 17.
Not our strong suit.
Yeah. And as she's going along, I want Swell and Ysburiel to make perception checks. And actually, no, I know with Swell's automatic perception, you're going to notice them sneaking away.
Well, I rolled an 18, 21 total.
Now, the upside is I rolled a 1 for the bugbears that are trying to notice you. So even though they're too busy chatting to notice you guys following behind, but your other friends are able to spot you.
Well, Swell at least.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
I like to think that we're doing that thing where we're like making our own like music score to our sneaky. We're like do 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 do.
Mog's like, shh.
I kind of like stop and then I grab his burial and like tug his arm sleeve and I'm like, what?
What?
Look over there. And then yeah, there's like Zip just up against the wall, like frozen, just like
In like a
In
complete
full
spotlight.
Yeah.
You gonna catch up?
I'm just gonna watch for a minute.
Okay.
Just see what they're doing.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like, what on earth? Do we notice the orcs that they're following? Or the bugbears that they're following?
You would probably spot them. And they're a little further away. You can hear that there's like some talking voices. Going, chatting about maybe some sort of bat race. You want to go to the bat races later?
The bat fights.
So you guys are tailing behind these now more relaxed goblinoids, and they go past another few buildings before they get to another one of those large foundry-like places, and two of them go to the corners of the building, and two of them go to one of the doors and attempts to pick the lock. He is unable to pick the lock. He spends about 30 seconds trying to get it before his friend is like, no. He's trying to help him out, give him some advantage. Still is unable to pick the lock on the building. So it's one of the goblins, one of the kobold, and the kobold is like, and just takes out this wand, or this key, a special elongated key. It goes like this, and the lock just opens, and the door opens. They stash the wand, and the two of them sneak in while the other two are, like the goblin and the bugbear, are keeping watch on the corners to see if anybody's coming up on the building.
Wait,
And
I have an idea. We could kidnap one of the bugbears. Then I can disguise myself as that bugbear and join their group.
That's actually not a terrible idea. How are we going to get him away from his friends, though? Maybe you need to like lure him away. Maybe you should send your bat in again.
This place that they've gone into is called Bellows Fellows.
Was it a shop or something?
No, that's another foundry, like a place, a smithy, some sort of metalworking place.
Wait, no one in the foundry? Is it?
Sorry, what was that? Bug?
No one else is in the foundry, like.
No, the whole place, this whole neighborhood is deserted. Everybody is celebrating. It's like being out on, Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve or somewhere in, a place where people would normally be working. There's nobody here. There might be a custodian or a night watchman or something like that, but there aren't just people walking around.
I think it's
So-
at this point we should approach Ysburiel and
So
I.
it's not just the two bugbears there, right? It's the whole crew of 4 that we've seen before, minus not including the chief.
That's right. So you sort of have a building here, an entrance here, you got a goblin here, and a bugbear here, and you guys are sort of watching it from over on this side, corner of the building. There's like some stuff piled up in the corner. You can sort of peek around, hide here, and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you approach from this alleyway, and then they went here, splitting up.
And then the other 2 went inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get the goblin over. Let's try to get the goblin to come over here so we can ambush him.
Right.
I think Swell was saying that he wanted to meet up with you guys.
Yeah,
Are you
I would be
sneaking up
like-
quietly, or are you going like surprise them? What's the plan?
I mean, yeah, kind of surprise them, but also sneak up on them. I don't know, we've been following them this whole time, and they haven't noticed us, so... it's-
Yeah.
He's been preoccupied.
And, we haven't been trying to hide. We've just been like, let's follow these guys and see what they do.
Following. Yeah, I mean, we'll go up to them at that point. But also, Ysburiel would also think it funny to sneak up on them, so.
Yeah. And we'll kind of just, rock up on them, just be like, hi, guys, what's happening? And see if they
I mean,
jump
I only
out.
got an 11 on the stealth, so.
I got to roll with disadvantage, so let's see. That's a 9.
What do we do? Like perception checks or something?
Yep. Mog does not notice you guys. She got a 4.
I got an 11.
I got a 2 plus 1, 3.
All right, so Bug and Mog don't notice. And what were the numbers you guys had? Does an 11 beat you?
Yeah,
11 beats.
beats me.
I got 11 as well.
So 11 is what Zip had. So Zip, you notice them coming up behind you.
I'll be like, shh, we're on a stakeout.
Oh.
Listen. Does the armory look out of the ordinary? Does it look particularly fine?
Sorry, does the what look out of ordinary? The foundry?
Armory.
Armory?
Or foundry.
It's one of the larger ones. You've passed a few smaller ones. But it's hard to tell from the outside.
Oh,
Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, do you know what they're here for?
We just followed them. They
Is
have
the-
like a magic key or something.
The bat is still with me, right?
The bat has flown off because your instruction was to sort of go and to bother them. It wasn't to come back afterwards.
We can just make some noise and then, I guess, with whatever, like a metal thing on the ground.
And then make that cat noise again.
And we'll knock him out. What?
And why don't we make that cat noise again?
We can meow badly. Was the goblin that was like more suspicious, right?
I don't think you should be making fun of how I meow. I did my best. I'm not a ranger.
You should meow.
We need to
You should meow
make
just
this-
like the did.
What
we need
if?
to make distracting sounds. It's simple enough for me.
What if we just kind of like poke our head out? No, because then he'll call his friends. If we make a noise, he might call his friends.
Well, then we can hide.
Okay,
I feel
where
like
does it-
Or we could wait until they find whatever it is they want or don't find it, and then we beat them up and take it from them.
Okay. Wait. What if we just go get the cops?
Why?
They're doing a crime.
But then we
Ooh,
won't
what
find
they're
out what it
doing for
is. And we won't be able to take it from them.
I guess we could just shoot poison dart at them right now and knock them out. We
Do you have any poison darts?
We have a poison dart in the back.
I mean, I'm fresh out of poison darts, I'm afraid. Just ran out. Such a shame.
Yeah, I bet you're using the poison barbs in the roast battle.
And she gets it.
Okay.
Or
What's,
we can pass like the insult or the vicious mockery.
wait, you, you two, and I'll point at Bug and Ysburiel and I say, you could make an illusion of something, like just kind of in the street, and then that'll pique the interest of that guy, and then he'll come over. Then we can just do like a boom on the head, and
As I said, if a distraction is needed, it's simple enough for me.
what
Yes.
would bring him over here?
Maybe
I could go for some pizza. That's Mog.
I think a gold pizza might do it.
I just thought of them putting out like a pizza on a string and just like flopping it onto the street and then pulling it.
well the
You can't-
goblin is oh wait, Mog is a goblin, right? Or no?
No, she's an orc.
Oh, orc. Okay, never mind. We can go with the pizza, yeah. Everyone likes pizza.
Or we could do an illusion of a platinum coin or a gemstone, perhaps.
Exactly.
That's even better.
make it perhaps roll across the street, a pearl or something.
Foxy's
cabochon?
eyes get big as you're talking
It's
about
not-
gemstones.
He's still up in bed.
It's not real. I flourish a hand and make a illusion of a really large crystal, in like a smooth polish form, and poke at it, slap it on Boxy's surface without any noticeable effect.
It's just torturing Fox at this point.
Foxy gives you a dirty look.
Is there anywhere that we can hide around here if we kind of duck down another side alley and then make an illusion of this gem, and then you can kind of toss it on the ground and then we can hide?
Yeah, there's enough stuff around here that you guys can make a hide check, like a stealth check, to see if you can all hide. And I'm not going to give a disadvantage to people in armor because that's for a noise check. You guys are trying to do a sight check, right?
Yeah.
Can Ysburiel just make a crate or something that blocks us, like a magic illusion? If they come over.
But I don't think you make that and the platinum piece.
I can do up to, I think. Oh no, I can only do one at a time. So I can only do something to hide us or the distraction.
There are
I
things
cannot
to
do both.
There are things to hide you around though. So if you make a check, you can see if you can find something. It's not like an empty street. It's empty of people, but not of hiding spots.
Okay, let's go with that plan, and then we can torture him for answers.
What? No.
Wait, who said that? Mog?
Mog.
By torture,
Yeah, I'm not down with the torture, but we can make him talk, I think.
Yeah.
I like the idea where you replace him. I don't like the idea of beating, just knock him out.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Maybe he will just let us go.
All right.
Oh,
So,
wait. Does
I
someone
asked-
have a leader that's not there?
What's that?
Don't they have another their leader is not there, right? Or their boss?
The one that got the hobgoblin boss has not come with them, and their beat up guy didn't come with them.
But they got someone else,
I could
right?
just disguise myself as the boss and then be and approach them maybe. But
Sure. Do you want to?
if I do a bad job, I don't know.
Or perhaps as a beat up one. It seems unlikely that such a leader would stoop to running his own messages, but if you said that the boss sent you out and there was a change of plans and to have them all come back, we would have at least a good handful of minutes to search this area and see what they were looking for.
Okay.
Of course, it depends on you being able to sell.
I could even rough you up if you want to make you look authentic.
I guess we can try, and then if they don't believe me, then I just say I have brain damage.
And then they'll just give you brain damage.
I'm one of them, right? It'd be nice.
Was the injured one a bugbear
Yes.
or a goblin? Okay. This should make things easier as far as looking similar. It's not too much of a change.
Okay. I'll do that. I'm gonna. Since I saw him, I could disguise myself as the injured bugbear, right?
Sure. I mean, disguise self. I think I'm not sure. It allows you to appear as a creature. I'm not sure if you can appear as a specific creature, but I think so.
Is this the
rule
warlock
of-
ability? Mask of many faces?
It says disguise. It's just called disguise self. I'll read it. It says I can make my clothing, weapon, and my and myself look different. I can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change your body type.
You know, I'm gonna go with rule of cool and say you can do it. So, you have your own voice rather than this older teen bugbear's voice. So you're gonna have to put on a bit of a voice and do a bit of a performance, but you look just like them.
Okay.
It's Mask of Many Faces, yeah. So in the home game that we played, Brian, I used that to disguise myself as one of the drow people that were like trying to hunt us at some point. Just anyway.
Sure. So,
If you have the appearance, this might be a bit tricky, but I could imitate the voice for you. Like so. Like so. Chief sent me, and then he is doing minor illusion to make it sound as if the voice is coming from Bug's area.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I could also. I could
guess
also
it's dark
see.
enough that they won't be able to tell. Like, if it's just a voice, if you can throw your voice, you can try it.
But if you feel confident about doing this, that is an alternative.
What is the what is the person's name? Did we catch it, by the way?
yes. Their names are... The guy who isn't there is Bunk. They're known as the Punch Brothers. Bunk, Frolk, Zoop, and Bunu. You don't know the kobolds. And, Bug, you don't recognize him from the past either.
Wait. Who? Okay. Well, my name is not my name. The injured person's name is Bunk,
Bunk, yeah.
and then the goblin's name, and the bugbear name. Do I know their names?
Yep, the goblin that you'd be walking up to that's on the corner is Zoop, and Frolk is the bugbear down the road.
Zoop and Frolk.
Yeah, Frolk.
Okay. But I don't know the two people inside.
You know one of the people inside, you don't know the kobold's name.
Okay. All right, let's go with that plan, and then. So we ultimately want to pull them off and inspect, or should we just keep going with their whatever they're doing? Get them to share information, maybe.
Sharing information would be good before we beat it out of them or take their stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess I disguise myself as the injured bugbear. And
All right.
walk up to the goblin.
All right.
And then I'm like, oh wait, what's his name again? I forgot.
His name is Zoop.
Zoop. Oh, Zoop. Zoop, like soup.
Yeah.
So, I walk up enough that he sees me, and I'm like,
He looks at you confused.
hey, Zoop.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So, the boss. What?
They only refer to him as the boss, or synonyms for
Sorry.
the boss.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
Before Bug went off, I think East would have patted his shoulder and been like, I suppose you grew up in this sort of area and being a bugbear, so it shouldn't be very hard for you to take up the idea, their personality in mind. It's an inspiration.
So you can add a die to your die roll if you have to make a check for something. for an attack roll in the next minute.
In the next 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, great.
It's just everything goes to shit in the next 10 minutes. I have to attack
Yeah.
immediately.
11 minutes
I
for
mean,
the next.
you can use it for an ability check too.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you want to use it to sound like him better or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
that's true. Persuasion. I'll do that. I'm like, yeah. Boss told me to come over here and check up on you guys. Did you get the thing?
Get the thing.
Get the thing done.
No, not yet.
Okay.
They're still inside.
Yeah, he says that, we don't have much time, so we might need to skip it.
Well, which one are we going to skip?
Just the first one.
We're already doing the first one. How's it going to be faster to stop what we're doing?
Well, what stage
You
are
got
we?
hit in the head too hard. That drow really did a number on you.
How long have you guys been here?
A little while. Probably about like 5 minutes. They should be coming out soon.
I think I need to check in on them.
Whatever.
Okay, and then I go inside.
Just be quiet about it.
Why?
Maybe you should go back.
What? Just what? Wait, what? Like because I heard my brain, but catch me up. What's going on?
There's probably a watch person inside keeping an eye out. Be quiet. Sneaky. There's a reason we send in the little ones. You're supposed to be out here guarding, not supposed to be going in.
Wait, who's inside?
Who do you think?
Our guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. So why do we have to be quiet?
because there's a watch person in there keeping an eye out. That's not one of ours. Somebody who works there.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I forgot about him.
Whew. I hit you in that noggin pretty hard. How many fingers am I holding up?
Okay. I'm fine. It's coming back to me. Just a little slow today. But you guys will be ready to go soon?
I hope so. Haven't heard any noise from inside. Doesn't seem to be going too poorly. They had trouble with the lock, but they used the wand. Everything's good.
Okay. Well, I'll stick around and help you guys. That's what boss told me to do.
All right, then go to the other corner.
Okay. I go to the other corner, I guess.
So he points you in the direction that the other bugbear is not, so that you'll be on 3 corners of the building now.
Put to work. Okay.
Another few minutes pass. Anybody want to do anything?
Just gonna look at
Guys
her and
waiting.
like shrug, like, what is Bug doing?
Yeah, did we hear any of that?
I'm going to say Ysburiel's keen ears heard it all and can sort of whisper it to anybody who wants to know what was said.
Okay.
Just because it's less fun. Although I imagine there's a couple of like broken telephones in there. But only for comedy's sake.
Okay, look, I don't think this is
Some reason
working.
He said something about spatchcocking? I don't know. What is spatchcocking?
Oh, it's when you get like a bird and then you like, I think it's when you like flay it, so it's like, you cut it in half. Or,
Are they totaling an air cook like that?
oh no, you should go in.
Is there a window outside of the foundry?
There are windows on the upper levels, so this would be like a multi-story building, and you can see like the second story, like, up high, there's some windows. And there are smokestacks up high, like coming out of the roof as well. There are currently nothing coming out of them. It does not seem to be fired up and going.
What's would I be able to see through the window, or is it really high?
It's up really high. You would, if you could climb the wall, you could do it. I don't know if you have some sort of climbing ability.
I don't think anything particular. Is kind of climbing just be like a natural athletics check to see if I can do it?
You know, I said there's stuff around, so you could maybe parkour your way up, like onto something. Grab onto like a bar and shimmy up.
So do I need to make a check to do that?
Yeah, you can either do acrobatics or athletics.
Okay, I got 11 for acrobatics.
All right. So you jump up onto a box and then jump up onto the next ledge, and then you're like holding on, and you really like you've made a bit of noise and you're just held on there, and you didn't get up as high as you wanted. But if you make a strength check, you can pull yourself up to look in the window. So give me a strength athletics check.
15.
15. You're like, oh, this isn't Bug's forte, but you pull yourself up and peek in through the window. Now, give me a perception check to see if you notice anything.
Perception. What? 11. Well, can I use the inspiration?
Yeah. So what is it, a D8? Ysburiel? D6 or a D8?
It is a D6.
Okay. So you can roll a D6 and add it to the number if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I think it's 13 total.
Okay. With a 13, you can see that it's, closed down, not much going on. There's looks like they're building an enormous pipe organ. Probably multi-people would use it at once. It's about 3/4 of the way done. And they're still, set up to create more of these pipes at, particular lengths. They have some other projects that are on the go, but that's the main one that catches your attention. And you see the two little guys that went in, sneaking their way back across the floor, up against the wall and deking from one shadow to another. And there's a couple of people doing rounds on the second level. There are like catwalks, and one of them is like, sort of bobbing their head, and you can't really hear through, but seems to be, either humming something or listening to some sort of music or something somehow. And the other one is like looking around fairly attentively. They're both dwarves.
Wait, what's the little guys doing at the bottom?
They're sneaking their way from the back of the factory where you are to the front.
Okay.
It's a
And they're-
pipe organ, you said?
Yeah, like an enormous pipe organ, it seems to be what they're building in there.
But okay, it's
But
just
they were beyond the pipe organ into sort of a back area where there's like probably offices and things, and they're making their way towards the front.
the front is where the other two are guarding.
That's right. That's the front. Yeah. That's
So
where
it's
they
like
went in.
they're returning, kind of.
They're returning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I get down from the one.
And then as you drop down, you hear from inside, "Hey, there's somebody there!" What? And I rolled like a 1 on their stealth check and a 20 on their perception for the watchman. So you hear them go, "Get him!" And the bugbear and the goblin from the front hear that and start running inside. And they've drawn their weapons.
Oh. Wait, so everyone's inside.
They've just run inside, yeah. Unless somebody is like, no, wait, before they get in, I want to cast a whole person on them. Like, if you wanted to jump in there with something, feel free, but they're making their way towards the front, running.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I guess I mean I'm gonna let them run inside.
Okay.
And we can, but I think at this point I'm going to rejoin the group, and because now that they are no longer outside, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rejoin the group and change back to myself.
All right. You've gone back to the group.
So, and then I guess I tell them what I saw, but I don't know if it's. There seems to be two watchmen that's not on their team, on their side. So,
And wait.
but I don't know what.
And when they drew their blades, they ran inside to fight these guys?
Yeah, they didn't have. I drew a blade in this guy's hand, but they went with bludgeoning weapons. They've got like maces.
Oh, they're gonna kill them. We should stop them.
Give me an insight check as well.
Insight.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12, but passive is 15, if that matters.
With a 12 in this, because it's in a moment of panic, so you don't have time to really think about the insight too much. But you do think they left Zip alive. They have bludgeoning weapons. They might be just going to knock them out. So it might not be life or death.
Yeah. I
think criminals are not too keen to kill, especially small-time criminals such as these, are not particularly keen to kill watchmen. If you said that there were such, it brings more attention upon them than simply robbing a place and knocking out. Murdering is very different from thieving, from mugging.
Yeah. Can I just ask, what are we doing here? What do we want from this place? From
I
these
want to find out
people?
what they are up to. These are the same. This is the same group, it seems, that was trying to break into your
So
master's. I forget his name.
Let's just go in there
his
and knock
workshop.
some heads then, and be like, what do you want with the organ? You know, do our best to.
torture them.
What's an in-world version of Batman? Do our best.
Well, but if we follow them, if we let the dolls do their job, either they'll be stopped, in which case we don't need to do anything more. They're stopped. Yay! Good guys win again. Or they don't get stopped, and the criminals here are beat up a little bit more and a little bit easier for us to take on later, and we can continue to follow them and find out what they're doing. Instead
Right.
of having to try and question them and risk them lying, and it's much simpler.
There's people in there getting hurt right now, and I gotta be honest, I don't like that.
So
Waiting
the
out here.
we assume it. Like, do we know, or is it obvious that they are just?
It doesn't matter if they're gonna get killed or knocked out, they're getting hurt. And when we're letting it happen, we can do something.
You know, we'll come in later and pay for the medical bills.
Well, let's get closer.
You'll give you cock an eyebrow, Ysburiel, as you say that. Like you're really gonna do that.
What if we sneak closer to the door and see if get a better look before the fight's over? And then we can have an illusion where they don't see us. I don't know. Like a.
Are the windows covered by shutters?
They're like grates. So
Okay,
like
so it's not
metal
like that.
slats that can be put down. Now they're like open so that like you could look in, but to slide in you would need to be like a snake or something.
Right. I mean, Ysburiel is curious, so he's probably going to at least. And I would like to see how the fight is going, at least.
Maga's jogged over there and goes like this.
Alright. Swell will jump on.
Is that a new dad?
I'll go. I'm gonna go over and like hop up onto her hands and be like, "These guys are
She
idiots."
hops and you can stand on her shoulders, and then it's
Oh,
pretty
what
easy
she
for you
did.
to pull yourself up to the right height and look in to the second level. And you can see it's a really swingy battle. I rolled for both sides, and I'm rolling a lot of 20s on both sides. So they're just like pounding each other, and both sides are looking quite injured at this point. One of the goblins has been knocked out, and one of the dwarves has been knocked out, and so there's one dwarf left facing off against the 3 burglars. And the burglars get in a last attack from behind. Similar sort of move that probably knocked you out, Zip. They come in from the side and go for the leg and just whack! And they drop him, and then they just sort of pile on top and start binding up his arms and stuff.
I'll relay that back to the group. They've taken him out. They're down. Ooh, that was a hard hit. Felt that one.
They go over to the injured one, the knocked out goblin, and they give him a potion. He gets up.
They're working him back up.
Ooh.
Are they going to hit him again? I'm going to start narrating it like it's a boxing match.
Ysburiel definitely way more interested in the storytelling going on via Zip than in actually looking at it himself, I think.
They drag...
Just to knock him out again.
Oh, wait.
The fight's over. They now drag the 2 dwarves into off to the side and leave them tied up. And then they're like, what? Do you read lips?
I could try.
Okay. Give me a perception or insight check.
Ooh, I got a dirty 20.
All right. So you pick up a couple of things. You can you can read the bugbear's mouth because you're used to seeing bugbears talk, and he's saying something like, "Well, I guess we got to steal something then." I mean, we've got to make it look like that's why we came here. Otherwise, they're going to get suspicious. I don't know. Okay, fine. I'll get something I can carry. And then he's looking around, and he goes and they start running around the building looking for like crates and stuff. And he picks up like something like big, and he like starts running out with it. And they all come to the door.
Stealing something now. Quickly.
They're coming towards the front door.
Ysburiel scatters back to the alley.
Okay.
To hide again.
Mog helps you fall down, like catches you in her arms and puts you down on the ground.
I'm going to reach myself to the injured goblin again.
Okay.
I'll like hang back as well, and maybe we can follow these new thieves.
Okay.
And
Swell, you still hidden?
Sure.
Okay.
He's not enjoying it, but he's just, the group seems to have a plan.
Okay. So they come out and they look at you and go, Bunk, here, take this, bring it back to the base. They spotted us. We had to steal something.
okay.
Actually, don't bring it back to the base. That would be dumb. Go plant it somewhere.
Okay.
Go take it to Skull Territory.
Okay.
Cover it with like a tarpaulin or something.
Okay. Is it? Wait, the thing they gave me is not the thing that they stole. It's like.
It's something they just grabbed. It's like a crate, and it's pretty heavy. Like you're like, give me a strength check to see how easily you can take this thing.
Wait, it's a thing that they pretended to steal or something?
You don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't. I got a natural 20.
All right, you take it. This is no problem. I can carry this. This is heavy, but I can maintain this and my illusion at the same time. No problem. And they say, "Great. Okay, we're going to the next one. We gotta go." and then they just run off down the street.
Okay. Well, I carry the thing, and I guess like I don't have to be the disguise anymore, so I'm just like, what? I rejoin the group with the thing.
What are we doing? Are we following them? Are we going to see what they've altered inside? Like what?
Well, let's.
'Cause they definitely didn't steal anything.
I wonder if we're here for sabotage.
That's what I think
Or
they're doing.
perhaps stealing plans instead of some industrial espionage, perhaps? I wonder, maybe the next location will say something more.
So, well, should we revive the watch guards and see if they might know?
And link ourselves to this?
And what?
I think we
link
can
it up.
simply leave.
Oh, didn't you want to investigate the foundry a little bit? Or do you feel?
Yes.
I think
But
I
someone
think we
should
need to
also
stop them.
follow them. We should
Yeah,
also follow them as well.
It's been like a minute of you guys talking. They're gone.
I think I would rather follow them to see what they are up to, but make a note of this place and perhaps we can come back later.
I'll drop that
Although-
box. Let's go.
Well, we can.
Yes, we can leave
split
that
up. You follow them. I'll stay behind. Or. Yeah, you go follow. I guess if we're on a rush decision.
Ysburiel will pull out 10 gold and we'll give that to Bug and say, just leave that with the dwells. And then he looks at Swallow. Just make a sniff. and
You're
then
kinda
we'll follow.
All right. So who else is running after, and who else is staying behind?
I'll go with Ysburiel.
I guess I'll stay behind with Bug so he doesn't get into too much trouble on his own.
Okay. Mog will stay with Zip. So
Is
you
there-
guys.
Oh, never mind. I was like, do we have a way to find each other? But I guess it's
Nope.
It's okay. It's a small town. I know my way around the town, so maybe I will be able to know more efficiently.
I was going to have Ysburiel make a check to see if you could spot them again, but because Swell came with you and has very keen perception, I'm going to say that you are able to stop around the corner and just peek and find the right place, stealthing behind. And they've only gone a few more blocks, and they've gone to another large industrial space, and you can see them on the corners again. And you can see the doors just open a crack, very much like they did at the last building.
Are the same two outside on guard?
Yeah.
Basically the same setup. What does this place look like?
This one is bigger than the last. It's 3 stories instead of 2 stories, and it looks much deeper as well.
Does it look like
So
a
hold on.
foundry?
The first one was a forge. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly know what it's a place for smithing and creating objects made out of metal, and probably they could do some other things there as well.
Okay.
And this looks like the same sort of industrial space, like making stuff.
Did it look like the ones that ran out had anything on them other than that box? Like had they?
Like a bag full of papers or anything like that?
Yeah.
You can do. They had a backpack when they went in, and they had a backpack when they went out. You can give me a perception check to see if you noticed anything different.
'Cause I would have been watching them come out if I could have been, but I don't know how easy that would have been from a vantage point.
Yeah, like I said, just do a perception check, and I'll tell you how it turned out.
Okay. Perception check. It's an
with a 6
18
for me.
total.
Yeah, you noticed no difference. They didn't see, like, if they had something, it wasn't like, I got the staff. Like, they didn't have anything that looked any different.
Yeah. I think they're trying to sabotage each of these places.
That makes some sense, indeed. But why?
It might have been hired by one of the, like a rival company or something.
The name of this place is called Mithril's Gifts.
Mithril's Gifts.
Mithril is a very expensive metal to work with.
And what was the name of the first place?
Bellows Fellows. Like, the bellows.
What do we do? Should we just let them go about their business, or should we try and get one and make him talk?
Well, getting one would, I think, end up drawing the others. And then we'd just be in a fight, which may be worth it, but I suppose we should see if this one has scouts inside as well. It's just the two at the door, right? There's no one around on the other corners of the building?
It's just on the two front corners. Yeah, so
Okay.
you could find a way to sneak around to the back of the building.
What if we just pretend to walk past and be like, hey, you're that guy that from that group earlier, aren't you? And he shrugs.
And well, that would be one way to announce ourselves, certainly. I was thinking that if we accosted them, then we should do so in disguise, or at least, a sock over the head or something of the sort.
They're probably going to be able to tell who I am. This being his slightly wet, always wet skin.
You're not the only clean person around, but it's ultimately Genasi. That's probably not worth it.
I don't know what to do. I feel like we should tell someone this. It doesn't really have anything to do with us.
Ysburiel is going to leave Swell to his conscience and sneak around to the back to see if he can find a window.
Alright, give me a stealth check. Check isn't going to be too difficult.
Well, it's not going to be a very good check, so it's 11.
11? You do end up kicking something on the ground and drawing the attention of the guard on the corner, the bugbear guard. And so
Am I around the corner at that point, or?
Like you've gone around a corner and are sort of at the back of the building, but you make a noise. And so I want you to make a dexterity saving throw to jump quickly behind some cover as somebody looks your way.
That is a 22.
So you jump out of the way. You don't think that he spotted you.
And I make a noise of yelling. With minor illusion, I created a sound of yelling cascading into a fight. Before I make the sound fade off at a distance.
Okay, that was you're lucky that was the guy who thought it was cats earlier. So he's like, cats.
Cats.
And then I want some sort of acrobatics or athletics check in order to get up high enough to be able to see in through a window.
Okay. 14.
14. That'll be enough to get you up. It's a bit of a struggle. The last little bit, like you jump up and grab on, and then your feet are like, and then you get onto something and pull yourself up, and you can peek in. Very similar sort of slat-like security system of letting steam and smoke and things out, but not allowing people in. This time, you see what looks to be a bunch of steel. Give me a perception check or an insight check or history check or something, maybe an arcana, any of those things to figure out what you're looking at here.
We'll do perception. And that is a dirty 20.
You're like, oh, I think this is going to be another amusement park ride. And you can't exactly visualize what it's going to look like when it's completed, but it's going to be something for the next festival, some sort of ride that people will be able to go on, just sort of like the spine grinder or the Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm. Do I see the small ones in there?
No, you don't spot them.
Mm-hmm.
You do see some security walking around. Again, there's one on the catwalk, and there's one doing the floors that you can see going around. they're not trying to hide, so you can spot them.
Are they dwarves still?
Yeah, you end up spotting 4 because this is a bigger place, and you spot 3 dwarves and 1 tabaxi, lynx.
Are they wearing a uniform or anything of the sort, or does it just look like they were hired on an individual basis at each place?
Each place has there's a sort of uniform for this place, and there was a uniform for the last place, and they look distinct from each other. They could be, specific to this building, or they could be like a force that, they hired Force A and they hired Force B to be their guards people.
He will shimmy down and try to sneak back to where Swell is to report that. And say, the first one, I think Pug said it was some sort of organ, right?
Yeah.
And this one is a ride. Are they sabotaging? I wonder if what they're doing is going to create some sort of bigger catastrophe for the town in the future. Seems unsafe. There are 4 guards here. So it might be in our interest to draw some attention to them on the inside.
Yeah. Maybe we can just throw a rock at a window and get the guards peaked and their interest peaked, so that way.
Right. Actually,
is there kind of like a stone or something around that I can grab off the ground?
It's like a piece of metal that you don't even know what it would do. You're like, this connects 2 things together, but I don't know what things.
Okay. I mean, I can try and throw it at one of the windows and make a loud noise. Draw the guards out. Unless you want to use that minor illusion again to, create a ruckus. That way.
we can do both. If you do that, and then I will make a sound as if someone is saying, shh.
Okay. Let's do that. Alright, is there a good spot? Did you find a good place to see from?
Decent enough. I think I would probably try to direct to a shutter that is closer to the ride, I guess. That seems like a likely place they might have snuck by. Or snuck through.
Give me, are you trying to jump up there, or are you trying to throw something in?
I think just throw something, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, give me it's going to be a tough shot to get it through those grates. Give me a dexterity attack score rating roll thingy.
Dex plus proficiency, or just straight dex? What would you like?
I think just a dexterity attack. Yeah, so I don't think you're proficient in throwing rocks, probably. Actually, you know what? You're good at skipping stones. I bet.
Okay.
I'll let you use proficiency.
Alright, I'll just use my acrobatics score, I guess.
Ysburiel will be like, you've probably spent enough time doing dual activities like skipping stones to do this. So you can have an inspiration.
Oh, thank you. D6?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a total of 14.
So you make a clang at the top, it definitely hits the window, no problem, but it doesn't sort of rebound down inside.
Right. Once it does that, though, Ace would like to make, just inside the windows, I suppose, if that's within range, which is only 30 feet, but make a shh, quiet sound using minor illusion.
Okay, done. You don't really have eyes inside, so you don't know what's going on.
Just wait
Yeah, just
and see if sounds of battle come in.
There is some investigating and some sneaking and hiding going on inside, of which you do not see or hear anything for a few minutes. And then a few more minutes later, and you see the bugbear at the front start running away towards the front of the building, leaving his post.
Running as in, wait,
Like he's
running
heading
into the building or running away
inside,
from the building?
So if you're on this corner of the building, and he's on this corner, runs that way.
Okay,
is where
and the
the
front
door
door
would be.
is where's... Okay. It looks like it was effective. I think we could probably join into the fight now if you so wish, and I think between 6 of us, we shouldn't have more than a fair chance.
You want to join now?
I can also go get the others.
We're only a block away. Yeah, alright. Run back down, grab those guys.
Okay.
Head.
You run and grab the guys. You come back. What do you do?
And Swell's already like got his warhammer and kicking in the door.
Okay, the door is locked. You just kick the door. It makes a big clang, clang, clang,
They
clang, clang
unlocked
noise.
it, didn't they?
They had unlocked it. They locked it when they left.
I'll kick the door as well.
Hold on,
Clang,
wait.
clang, clang,
You're
clang.
saying that they've left here already?
Yeah. When he ran, they was running because they left out the building.
Oh, so we didn't hear fighting going on.
You didn't hear fighting. I said you just hear them. I didn't say anything about the noise of fighting.
yeah.
I didn't think.
Alright,
Okay.
well, I completely misunderstood the situation entirely.
Yeah.
I thought they were fighting inside.
Yeah, I thought they were going into the door to
Okay.
fight.
No, I said that he just runs off.
Yeah, but you
Away
said he
from the
ran
door.
off towards the door, so we're both like, oh,
Yeah,
he's definitely
so-
going in to fight.
Yeah, no, they kept going.
Okay.
Went that way. It's like everybody left, so he joined in.
Okay. I don't know what to do, Ysburiel. This seems pointless.
I might kick the door again.
No, there's guards inside. They're
A
gonna.
guard comes to the door. It's this Lynx woman. She's like, slides across like a little window. It's like, what's going on?
Pizza delivery.
We saw a group of
What?
people run out of here, and they looked like they were heading in a hurry. We just wanted to make sure everyone was okay.
Mixed message. A concerned citizen.
There were no people that just came out of here.
Yes, there were. There was a group of goblins and bugbears. I promise you that's exactly what happened. Alright, well, this has
Nothing,
been a
couple of
point-
pranksters.
This has been a complete waste of our night. Let's just go ride that thing, and then go home.
Ysburiel,
Mog tries to give you one of those noogies. It's like,
No,
I
I'll push
agree
her
with
off.
this guy.
I push her off. I'm like, don't touch me, Log. That's not okay.
He's
You
like,
have to ask
"Oh."
permission before you do that.
it would make you happier. We can go attack them at the next one and hold them in for crimes. I think at this point we've got something already what they're up to. And actually finding out the full story would take some more direct questioning.
I think we either need to like just grab them. Like these people didn't even believe us.
Well, you're not very charming, so I understand that.
mean,
But you
What
are
I'm saying is I
very
didn't get a
useful,
chance
so
to
perhaps-
even like try and persuade them that that's what happened because but like these guys just like went inside. We tried to make noise and then they ran off. Like there's
The Killed Watchmen are also not known for being the brightest, but he's going to look for any tracks to suggest where they've gone next.
Give me a survival check at disadvantage.
I'm gonna assist because I have that ring, that bird's eye ring.
All right.
Are you going to assist, or do you want to do it on your own?
Well, it would just cancel out because it gives me advantage on the roll. So, I mean, I have a bonus to it, not to gain too much, but I can roll.
If the two of you can, if you guys are gonna look together, you can take whoever has the highest roll. I mean, you don't roll whoever has the highest bonus.
A +3.
Right. Yeah, that would be.
Okay. 16 for me.
16. You don't see any trail, but you're sort of your idea of like where they might have gone in the city, like they can't have gone that direction. It wouldn't make sense. They probably went around that corner. We would have heard them if they had gone the other way. And so you think, you get an idea of roughly where they could be. You could probably catch up with them.
Okay.
By the
I'll
way,
take
did
off running.
we find any? So back at the foundry, did we, after doing a search, like, did we find anything unusual? Like, do we have any clues to what they have done there?
You could have done that. Is that what you wanted to be doing? You wanted to go back in the building?
Yeah, when me and Zip were there.
Okay. So where are you investigating? Because it's a
Where?
big warehouse.
I guess in the back.
Okay. You get to the back doors of the offices and stuff. All the doors are locked.
There's no one else in this building, is there?
There's two knocked out guards, as far as
okay.
you know.
I'll go Alakazam and kick one of the doors and see if I can kick it open.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
22.
All right. You kick the door so that one of the hinges is off a little bit. It is like a tough door. Like this is a secure facility. So you think you could probably wrench it off with a bit of work. And
Is this where they were when you were looking around, Bug? Were they behind this locked door?
No, I don't think I saw them there, right?
Oh,
You didn't see which area they came from, but they probably have come from one of these sort of back doors or from somewhere just outside of these back doors. But you don't know which
Like,
door.
when you say back door, you mean like office door?
Yes.
One of these office doors?
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, doors in the back.
Can I look around and see if there are any keys anywhere that might open the doors?
Give me an investigation.
3.
3. No keys at all.
Can we... Does it look like the doors have been like picked or anything?
How would you? I guess you could do investigation to check that. I don't know how you would.
It's just
Definitely.
there's, I guess, because the way they will open it, they will have to pick it if it's locked, right?
Well, they had that like magic wand that opened the door.
Oh, magic key.
Hmm.
But so then, is there a way to tell if they used it?
Not that I could imagine, because if you've picked the lock successfully or magically opened the lock successfully, it should just work like a normal key, right?
Maybe the guards have keys on them.
Okay, you could go check out the guards.
All right.
All right, guards have keys on them.
All
That's
right.
That's right.
Now we're cooking
Don't
with
forget
fire.
to leave the gold with him.
Good,
Unless-
good thinking, good thinking.
Unless Bug just decides to keep the gold for himself.
They don't need gold.
All right, let's go and unlock one of the doors.
All right. So the doors that you unlock, there's like a break room, a board room, meeting rooms, offices.
So there's 4 of them.
There's a bunch of different doors. It's probably like 12 different doors.
Are they like all lined up on one wall, or is it
Some of them are stairs up to a second level where there's up on the catwalk they would take you into there's an office below and an office above. And there's a meeting room, lower meeting room, and upper meeting room. And also one of the locked doors is into more of a warehouse space that seems to have like big bars of expensive looking metals like platinum and things like that.
Uh-huh. This looks suspicious. Does it look like there's any missing? Are there like footprints on the ground or something?
Give me a survival check.
We'll find a footprint, a very clear footprint.
17.
17. It looks normal. You don't find any footprints.
And we
I mean,
do,
you do see footprints, like people have been walking around here, but you're not like, aha, fresh.
okay. Can we do a general perception check or investigation check to see after we open all of these doors, anything looks weird?
You can do perception. I also let you, if you want to do insight, if you're trying to like get in the mind of like the goblins and trying to figure out,
Ooh, I
what
got
is.
a natural 20 on the insight.
All right.
Oh, me too. I also rolled a natural 20.
The two of you are
gotta
like,
think like a goblin, Bug.
we got to go to the main
Regular
guys.
Poirot here.
This is the greatest detective agency in the making. So you guys are like, we got to go to the boss's office. And you go, boss's office, always on the upper level, right? You want to keep an eye on things. So you go to the nicest looking office. There's like a gold framed or platinum framed painting of a dwarf woman with like really incredibly bright colored hair. They're like, she's got really bright red hair, bright red beard, and she's just looking, very regally. And you're like, aha, I bet there's something behind the painting. And you move the painting to the side, and there's a safe. And you're like, I bet there's something in the safe. At this point, you're like, I don't know how to open the safe.
Spoiled.
This is how far we got with our goblin mind.
Yeah.
If we focus enough, we'll just have all the answers.
Your mind palace is like, maybe it was it's a birthday. Maybe it was the day of the foundry started, and you start looking around the room at all the different things that, because you got 2 natural 20s, so you're looking at all the different things that the
We're just in the game, basically.
the woman has left in her office, and you're like, ooh, let's try this, because it's got a nameplate, but if you flip it over, there's like some numbers written in it, and then Bug comes over and is like, no, look, you gotta hold up a mirror and read them backwards.
It's the escape room.
Yeah, you totally escape roomed this.
Escape room.
You go over and you try that combination on the lock, and it opens. And inside the safe
Actually,
are
I'm a huge fan of escape rooms.
It's too easy for us.
there's a variety of envelopes, some pouches drawn up with drawstrings that are like velvet. Probably have various things inside of them. Just a lot of important looking documents that you don't know exactly what any of them are. Some books, ledgers.
Does it look like it's neatly stacked, or is it like messy?
It is very neatly stacked.
Well,
Oh.
what do you want to do, Bug? Should we just take this stuff? Should we leave it?
There's a little swell on your shoulder going, don't take the stuff.
Are we the thieves now?
We have to. I mean, the only way is we have to call the boss, their boss, and then be like, not their boss, the office boss, and ask her if she's missing anything. But other than that, so there's nothing we can discern from. No information. We just
you can give me
we don't even know if they.
if you can give me a perception check to see if you can figure out what's different about it, because this is a new situation. I'm going to get a different check, and you could also potentially do a investigation if you want to actually start touching and moving things.
I got 16 on a perception check.
Okay.
10 on perception.
You can't tell if anything's out of place.
We weren't. We didn't have 500 IQ this time.
your poor Rose at this moment. Or like poo Rose.
Oh, so what kind of document is it, or what kind of stuff is in here? Could you?
I mean, you'd guess that some of them are going to be like deeds of ownership. They're going to be writs of things saying like, I owe you this much money for buying all of these metal things, and or I owe you for making this thing. Like I say, probably a book of ledgers. You know, how much money they've been bringing in and how much they've been taking out, exporting, importing, whatever. There may be some personal letters in there as well. It's hard to tell because they're like folded up envelopes.
Okay. So if they
I think at this point, your group catches up with you because they wanted to come back and grab you.
Okay. And they're like, we gotta go fight some guys. And we're like, oh, crap. Let's choose it.
Well, we can, since we've gone back to like Swell Ysburiel, when you see like this open safe, like you're free to converse about that and decide how you should leave it or not leave it.
we should leave it open so
I'll
that
say it's a good idea. We should leave it like that, and then
So
blame
that
them
they
for
know
something
something's
bigger.
wrong.
yeah.
Wait, so by claiming them for something bigger, you mean steal the stuff in there?
Well, just leave it
Because-
open. It looks like they've rifled through stuff and get them thinking to look around.
Is there gold in there?
Is there what in there? Sorry.
Gems? Are there any gems in there?
Give me a perception check.
19.
You're like, I think I know what's inside those velvet pouches. I bet that's where you would keep some gems.
Perhaps to add verisimilitude, we should liberate some of the contents of this and feed our young friend here.
We are just stealing stuff out of there? All right, let's go. Let's do some robbery.
Swell's already started to run off. He's like, we got to get them quick before they disappear too far around the corner.
Oh.
And he's off.
Let's give Boxy one of these gems.
Sure. I mean, Ysburiel will grab a pouch before being like, we do have to actually catch the ones responsible now.
I'll take some stuff
responsible.
Too. Something that looks valuable.
Well, what
Use
looks
like a
valuable
metal
to you?
sample or something like that.
Sorry, what was that?
A metal sample.
Okay. It's mostly papers and pouches, envelopes, things like that.
All right, I guess I'll take a pouch. Pouches usually have good stuff in them.
Okay.
What
But
is in the pouch?
tonight we used our powers for evil, but next time we'll use them for good.
Purpose of good, eventually, maybe.
We used our amazing
Our detective skills.
Yeah. Crime.
safe that we didn't even know.
To think how criminals think and then just do what criminals do.
You went too far down that road.
The natural progression.
Yeah, we thought too much like criminals.
I'm in
Okay.
too deep.
We became the thing.
I guess we shouldn't wake up the guards then. Okay, let's get out of here.
So you guys do that, and a few weeks ago, Swell was disappointed that he didn't get a persuasion check with a grumpy group of people, and I didn't give him one this time. And I want to make up for that. And since we haven't done anything since then, if you want to do a persuasion check at disadvantage to try and convince the guards, the ones who slammed the door on you after Zip said, "We've got a pizza," and you said, "No, we saw a bunch of guys run off." So you can make a persuasion check, but it is at disadvantage.
Can I help him? He'd be like, I was there, I saw it too. Well, we technically rolled that, but
Okay, you can make a flat roll then.
I already rolled 2 dice. The highest was a 14. The lowest was an 11.
Okay, so they're yeah. just a bunch of kids out here. I don't know why are you guys not even at the festival?
Because
We
we saw
followed a
something
group
suspicious.
of criminals, trying to stop them from doing bad, but I think they did something bad inside your foundry or your place of work.
And I'm also doing this because you guys have new information.
Oh, you can say that we saw them at the foundry and they beat up the guards there.
While you're there, are you saying this?
Yeah, because I'm already there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just in Bellows Fellows, and they did some bad stuff.
I saw them at the foundry.
I don't know. These kids might be legit. I don't know. They're weird. Like,
Maybe check your some of the offices and see if anything was taken.
no, they don't have a talking dog with them. You're thinking of Ruby Doo. Okay, I'll ask them. Do you guys have a talking dog?
I'm gonna grab the thing and just slam it closed and keep running. They're not.
So I don't even what were they going on about a talking dog?
And then the door opens and the woman looks up. Hey, where are you going? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go check. And she closes the door and walks off in the opposite direction you guys are going. And it's after 10, so we should leave it there with you guys running off on what could be a super important mission or a complete wild goose chase.
It's completely
But-
wild goose chase. I think there's no point to this whatsoever.
But at the same time, you came to this town. When you arrived in the town, you realized that there's a party going on, a festival, and you were just here to have fun for a little while. And it seems like you guys have found something fun to do, even though you haven't gone on a ride. You've created your own escape room. So,
We're on some rides before
okay. Yeah.
and games.
You didn't go on the big rides.
Probably not.
Yeah. Anybody have a favorite moment from tonight?
The two
I like
natural
playing
20s.
detective.
the two natural 20s.
That was great. I'm really enjoying Swell not enjoying this.
He's like he's a man of action, and there's no action happening. He's can't we just go in there and knock their heads? Like,
Sneaking around and like trying to discern their motives and figure out what sort of dastardly plot is going on.
he doesn't think like that.
Stuff.
He's. If I was playing basically any of my other characters, they'd be like, "Yeah, all right, let's listen in." But he can't do anything except knock heads or preach. They're the two things he can do. So.
You've got some cleric spells you can do stuff with, right? You can make water
Not
appear.
yet. Yeah,
You
I
should have
can
been
make
like-
it rain for a second.
And then
You
they
should have been
slip
like-
in the
But
water.
literally not in a fun way.
You could have tried to sell that lady on the glory of Sunda.
Yeah, just knock on the door. Can I have you a moment so I can tell you about Lord and Savior Sunda? Yeah, he thinks this is a wild goose chase. He's like, there's no point to this. I don't know what's gonna come. He doesn't know what's gonna come of it. But also Matt is like, what are we doing? So that might
They're
be
being
showing.
teenagers. You're
Criminal
totally.
underworld.
Sorry, what was that, Priscilla?
The criminal underworld.
You guys are role-playing teenagers who are just goofing off and are like, I know you've got to save your mentors, but at the same time, you're thinking, you know, I'm wrapped up in the thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we always get sidetracked. Who knows? Maybe it will lead us to the answer we need. I also enjoyed the insult battle.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I
That was stressful.
I had the
with all the insults.
I had the benefit of pre-writing all of my stuff, so I was well prepared. So I was very impressed with Priscilla's on-the-fly
Yeah.
disses.
Yeah, there wasn't even like a moment. It was just like straight away had something to say, and that's like really quick thinking.
There were definitely a few minutes. Some of them.
I tried to
Also,
give you. I tried to give you a few minutes by like describing the audience's reaction and all that kind of stuff. Try and make it a little more fair for you.
I also definitely ended the last one with your mom joke. So
I don't know if people have been checking the Twitter, but the last week I set out songs of inspiration for each of the players, and you got a "Ya Mama" by the Far Side.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for playing and joining and all that stuff. Go look at Matt's art of last week's adventure. He did a wonderful sketch of the Tournament of Strength from the carnival. May all your marks be magical, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.